Hi everybody, I'm Andy with Starfire. We're here today to talk about the Ansel systems and the pyrochem systems in the hoods. We are on main commissary 01-2004. First thing I'd like to start with is the components on the system. You have your nozzles that come down. Each appliance has a specific nozzle. So a fryer is going to have a different nozzle than a range or a griddle. So that's important to keep your appliances aligned with your nozzles where they are in their current location so the system will operate properly. The other thing is kitchen staff should remember to see is these nozzles, they do just pop off like this. So if you see one on the ground, make sure you put it back on or call maintenance to make sure that they're covered because they can get clogged with grease if they're not. Okay? And if the people that are unfamiliar with fire suppression systems and hoods, there are two ways to set the system off. One is a mechanical way, which is the fusible links that are in the hood. The fusible links will melt at either 360 degrees or 500, depending on what appliance they're over. Fryers are going to be hotter than a griddle or a range or something like that that doesn't get as hot. So for something like this, they'll be 360. For a fryer, they'll be 500 degrees. They will melt. And when they melt, the system will release and discharge. And then we also have your pull station located right behind her at this location that you just pull and get out the door. Now, this system has the hood, but it also has what we call a PCU. Most hoods have an exhaust fan. You're all familiar with exhaust fans for hoods that go on and off. This PCU on this location is located right here on the top of the cooler. It's called a pollution control unit. Basically, it's the exhaust fan that takes the exhaust out of the hood, cleans it, and dumps it back into the environment or outside somewhere. That system has another Ansel system. So they are interlocked. That system triggers when this system triggers. So when this system goes off, it'll also trigger that one. Now, if a fire would start in the PCU, it has fusible links that would set that one off, and it would not discharge this one. So in a case where there's a fire in there and that would go off, you wouldn't even know it here, except for you would hear the fire alarm in the building go off, and the fan would change speeds really rapidly and ramp up, and it would shut your gas off. So when the system activates, it will set, you will obviously get chemical out of your nozzles. It'll shut down all the electric underneath the hood, including the lights, and shut off all the gas to the appliances. It will also ring automation, and the fire alarm system will go off. If you walk this way, we'll show you what the system on the side of the hood looks like. This is a pyrochem system on the hood. And this is the system that is designed just for the hood here. The Ansel system for the PCU is up on the Ansel system, or on the PCU system, excuse me. So these are your cylinders, that's your control head. As long as it's in the set position, there should be no reason for anybody to go in there unless it's a service technician. On the wall here, you'll see a switch. When the system is activated, that switch will go, it won't be lit up anymore. It'll shut off all your power to all your appliances and gas like we talked about. When it's reset, you gotta hit that switch and that'll turn everything back on. But it cannot re-trigger until you reset the control head. Here we are in Mez area 02-1901 kitchen, main kitchen. One thing that just to keep in mind, the light, when you turn the lights on in the hood, you'll hear that fan start up. It's actually not the exhaust fan, it's just this air curtain that comes down. So you might think the fan's on because you hear the fan running, but it's not. So you just gotta make sure you turn the fan on, and there you can hear it start up. That's important, obviously, with the Ansel system. If the exhaust fan is not running at any time, you can dump the system, because you start cooking, and like we discussed downstairs, those links will melt, and it'll set the system off. So you want to make sure your system is running. Also, this is a great example. You can see if stuff starts shifting around as far as your appliances, you can get misaligned with your nozzles, and then when you would have a fire, they will not be in the proper location, especially on something like with the fryers. You know, they're supposed to be right in the middle, and if you shift that down a foot and then you have a fire, then nothing aligns up right. And so I wanted to bring you guys to this kitchen because you're going to spend a lot of time in here. We are working on labeling the pull stations for the hoods. This hood, the pull station is right there. Okay? That hood, that side hood, the pull station is right here, right behind Jake. And that's also the pull station for the smoker hood. That is one system. The smoker hood and that whole line of ovens, that big hood, one fire suppression system for that whole thing. Now, if you would trigger a system on each side, it would shut the gas off. So if one system, let's say this side goes off, you're done. This kitchen is shut down because gas goes off for both sides. So it just shuts everything off. Also, the PCUs for this are right above us. There's one right here. There's one down there in the middle, above the ceiling, and then there's one in the office, and that one in the office would be for the smoker hood. The Ansel systems for those PCUs, just so you have an idea of locations, are right here where these speed racks are. So that area should stay, at least stuff movable, so if maintenance would need to get up there, service technician needs to get up there, that they can get up there. We specifically move those coolers down during installation so that you would have access to that. And also the gas valve button for this one is down here.
Still rolling.
Okay. Yep. Good call. Pull stations. And then down on that wall is the reset relay button. And that would be to reset your gas and your electrical. Also, while I got everybody yet too, I would like everyone to understand the difference between the Class K fire extinguishers. The Class K fire extinguishers should only be used as secondary options in case of a fire. First thing you should do is pull your pull station, put the fire out, and then if for some reason it won't go out, then you go to the Class K fire extinguisher, get out of the building.
Do you guys have to come in and check the pressure?
So this every fire suppression system has to be done on a semi-annual basis,
Okay.
every 6 months.
Every 6 months,
Yep.
you'll be in here wanting to check all the...
Yeah, so we would come in and we'd do the semi-annual inspection. We would make sure the nozzles are clean, appliances are still lined up where they need to be. All the fusible links would have to be changed, and then you test them again. So you trip test everything. And this one is pretty important because, like I said, this hood system trips the PCU system. So it's actually quite a complicated fire suppression system as hoods go.
Come in every 6 months and do?
Yes, sir. So, and then each, like this hood here trips the PCU system right here.
Question
So,
over here.
yes, ma'am.
For the hood for this side, is
Yeah.
that just this button? They're connected for
Yes,
the
ma'am.
two of them?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it should turn on both PCUs. Also, these hoods have a temp sensor in them. When that temp sensor hits, I think it's 95 degrees, Tom, right? It turns the fans on. So in theory, if you start cooking, they should turn on by themselves. So, but yeah.
I'm turning on for all that hotness.
Right. So, but you don't want to be the one that tests that, right? So, but yeah, they should turn on by themselves. So, but then if you don't hear it, let's say you're cooking and maybe you hit the button and you don't hear the fan, it's something you should, notify maintenance or somebody, because you don't want to start frying something and then all of a sudden there's no exhaust fan running and then you're dumping a system, because of you melted the link. So if you notice there's no fan running, shut it down, call maintenance, call somebody right away and make sure they come out and take a look at that before there's a problem. Yeah. So there's also filters in all of these PCU units that will need to be changed, and I don't know the time frame exactly, but I thought it was 6 weeks. I was heard. So as you guys work with maintenance, I would just be mindful of where they're going to need access to that, because whoever's changing them is going to need to get above there, and there's one in the office here, so they're going to have to go up and pull the ceiling tiles and get in there. And that's going to be fairly often, I think. Hi, we're in MainCon 03-3601. We called it the Mega Kitchen Concession Area. There's 4 hoods in here. One of the reasons I brought you to this kitchen is I want you to picture it as 2 separate rooms, because that's the way it's designed. If you're cooking on this side and you would have a fire or emergency situation, I want you to pull that pull station there. That pull station controls these 2 hoods together. That one pull station sets off 2 systems and the PCU. This room has 2 hoods on this side and a PCU, 2 hoods on that side and a PCU. This also has 1 PCU system above us, and each hood has its own system. So if your system here would set off, let's say automatically, a link would break, it would just set off this side, this hood, and the PCU, it wouldn't set off that hood. That's something I want to explain to everybody. So if you're same thing, if you're cooking there and that system, that link would melt, that system would activate. It just dumps that system and the PCU. It does not activate this hood. The hoods are not linked together. The hoods are linked with the PCU unit. And if there will be a fire or discharge in the PCU unit, it cannot activate the hood. So you would have to do that either with the pull station or by the fusible link melting. So if we walk down here, I can show you the pull station location, and also that's a terrible location for me. So then the pull station's here. So if you're cooking on either of these 2 hoods, activate the pull station and use that exit door. This has 1 gas valve for this area. So that would be the button to reset the gas and your electric.
This is the same scenario as Uppercon, right?
Yes, Uppercon Mega, or has the same situation. 4 hoods, 2 PCUs, 4 systems, pull stations on separate. And we are gonna label them. So that pull station, just to reiterate, activates both the hoods on this side. Pull station over there is both hoods on that side. We're getting placards to label them, but any questions? So again, for some people that are a little bit new, we'll just go real quick. Remember, your appliance location is really important not to move. I know chefs sometimes like to move stuff where they like it. We can't do that without moving our nozzles. If you see these nozzle caps laying on the ground, pick them up, either put them back on or talk to maintenance. They're important to keep those nozzles clean and free of grease. Also then make sure you keep your drip trays clean and stuff so that nothing gets bound up and grease up and then behind the hood, which is just good fire safety anyways.
Do you have a special way to clean those nozzles off if, let's say, we notice the cap's gone for a week or something?
Yeah, you could use just a little piece of stainless steel. You could put something in there, maybe just a pick or something. And if it's really bad, you should call a technician to come out, make sure he can take the nozzle off and make sure it's clean on the inside.
Are we going to have a couple extra of those caps?
Sure, we can get you a couple extra caps.
Stuff like that?
Yeah, you should. As many nozzles as you have. Again, these are a little different than most kitchens. Most kitchens do not have that PCU exhaust system. So if one of these activates, it will activate that and discharge it. You will not know if that goes off because it is above you. You will only know by the fire alarm. You won't see any chemical. The speed of the thing will ramp up and it'll shut the gas off also. It will shut the gas off down here and quit your cooking. So. So I just wanted to go over this pizza kitchen next, real quick. There's no PCUs in the pizza kitchen. It's just a simple exhaust fan. It's an inline fan. Here's your on-off button. Make sure that's on when you're cooking, obviously, with the pizza. This also has a link in it, in a nozzle. So if you would start cooking a pizza and not have your exhaust fan on, it would melt the link and discharge the system. This has your pull station there, kind of just like the rest. Yep. And then your reset relay to reset your gas. That should be on at all times. If you see it not on, I guess I would recommend calling maintenance for them to come up and to make sure everything is okay before you hit the button. If that light is not lit up and you would not have gas or electric. And again, this is just a small hood, one nozzle, one link up in here, and no PCU. So, and the pizza kitchen and upper con is set up the same way. All right?
Is there
Good.
any kind of filters for these units?
Not in, there's no PCU, so there's just an exhaust fan, traditional exhaust fan. This would be your only hood filter right here. There's nothing up there.